Welcome to Cindy's Chronicles. Boom. Haha. What is up, my angels? Thank y'all so much for tuning in today. To all my loyal subscribers, welcome back. If you are new here, make sure you guys drop a comment and let me know that you're new here so I can personally welcome you to the family. Okay? All right, guys. So today, y'all know I just have not gotten it together in Houston as far as a hairdresser or nothing like that. So when I come in town, I gotta try to get everything done. So I came to my girl T. She gonna hook me up, y'all. This hair is, y'all. Wait, y'all got my boo with me. Y'all know my little rider be right on side of me. Hold on one second. Hold this, baby. Right here. Y'all excuse my fit. I've been here since Kai's birthday and I ran out of clothes. So I'm just thugging it right now. So maybe I need to do a thumbnail. This is what I'm dealing with. And because I'm not in Baton Rouge, I have not been able to really like just get my hair done. So y'all, let's see what it's hitting for today. Y'all stay tuned. I'm gonna introduce y'all to my hairstylist. I know y'all met her before on my very first episode of She Wanted My Life. So I'm back. You guys stay tuned. Wait, hold on. Here she go. Hey T.
Hello.
And for the people who don't know, T has started her own podcast.
That's right, totally unmuted. You can check it out. Episodes every week on YouTube. Yeah.
What's the YouTube channel?
Totally unmuted.
Totally unmuted, guys.
Totally unmuted, yes. Totally
I'm gonna put it in the description below.
Yes.
Now she all professional and stuff, y'all. Like, I came down to do an episode with her, and y'all know I'd be late, right? Baby, I was late and the episode was over.
Ooh.
They was not waiting on me. Okay, they real professional. Well, that's okay. I'm gonna get there one day.
We're gonna do it another time. We're gonna do another episode.
Yeah, we're gonna do another episode. But you know what? I need to learn to be more professional. Period. So, yeah, y'all stay tuned. See when we get done with this today. I feel so much for the people who don't know, like after my breakup, for the first time in life, I experienced hair breakage and my hair started thinning. I went through a lot of different emotions and hormones, even having 6 fibroids in 1 year. By the way, y'all stay tuned. For anybody who has experienced this, please drop a comment below and let me know that you experienced it, because in a few weeks I am about to have them removed. I'm not really scared, but it's, you know, it's life. Okay, I'm a tiny bit. I just hate to feel like I can't do things on my own. And I heard after the surgery, you know, I'm gonna need some help getting around. And sometimes you gotta swallow your pride and, you know, accept all the blessings that you have. Help with people helping you do stuff. That could be kind of hard for an independent person. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all get it. So anyway, y'all stay tuned for this video. Y'all, should I go blonde? I got gray hair and they come in like every 6 weeks now, so going blonde might be a bit much. It's gonna be kind of heavy on my hair.
That's why I won't go back blonde. It's too much for me. I do it myself.
Right, I'll be having to go blonde every 6 weeks. That'll be so damaging to my hair, huh?
I had a fade, and you know
y'all.
But I don't.
I need, when T be doing my hair, y'all, she be just like speaking some real stuff. And she just said something. I was like, oh yeah, I gotta put on my camera because they need to hear this. Say it again, T.
We have to stop. And I don't know, because I want to give credit where credit is due. I don't know which influencer page I was on, but she was basically saying we have to stop confusing indifference with love. Just because a person doesn't show big emotions towards either way doesn't mean that they are in agreement with how you feel. they just not having anything to say. And so you cannot trust the person who does not have a voice. And you know what the saying goes is
if you don't stand for something, you fall for anything. No, not that.
But not even just that. What it is when they say about bullying. If you don't what is it? Why I can't think of it. What is it? Not compliance. It's when you're silent, you are complicit. Like,
okay,
you know what I'm getting at.
Yes,
I can't really think about. But you know what I'm saying. And so because she's silent all the time, or people who are silent, and not even just her, just people in general. You thinking like, oh, they not saying nothing, and they in agreement, or they are on your side, when really there is no side to be on. They're on their own side.
Exactly.
And they just not bold enough to express it.
Right.
And so you shouldn't be so expressive where you be mean, because sometimes people love to say they're keeping it real and they end up being mean girls.
I do not like people who be like, I'm just keeping it real, but then talking to me all rough.
Yeah, it's mean spirited. So you should definitely stand up for yourself and like speak on the things that you know you need to speak on, the uncomfortable conversations. If you're really not, to be honest, when you think about it, in our relationships, whether they be friendships or
just relationship, friendships, or like romantic relationships.
Romantic. Why my brain don't want to work today? But romantic relationships. When you're not having a hard conversations, you're not growing.
Period.
And so the whole time you thinking like you have an easy relationship, when a relationship it don't have really nothing to stand on. Not that it should be hard, but the difficult conversations.
Right. No, you know? I was telling her how I was in a relationship before, and I felt like we never had arguments. We never really talked about anything. Everything was easy breezy, but it actually wasn't. It's like if you can't talk about something, or if you can't that's bothering you, or if we can't confront, you can't conquer a situation if you don't confront it.
No.
And so you go through your relationship, whether it's romantic or friendship, thinking, oh, we good because we just, push everything under the rug. That is not good. You have to have a voice. You have to stand for something. And if you're in a friendship or a relationship and that person can't stand up for you, or can't speak and say, well, I'm not okay with this, or whatever, then they not really for you. They like... And they ain't for nobody. They for themselves.
And not that it's even being intentional. Like you just really have to think about how people show up for themselves. A person who doesn't show up for themselves can't show up for you. We don't really think about it like that, but that's really what it is. Like, how can a person defend you or have your back in rooms that you're not in when they can't defend themselves?
They can't even defend y'all. I was in a relationship like that. This person wouldn't even defend themselves. So like, and I'm not saying whether it's romantic or whether it was friendship. It was romantic, but we all know who I'm talking about. Okay, we're just gonna leave that where it's at. But anyway, yes, never stood up for themselves. So in the end, when that person didn't stand up for me, I couldn't be surprised, because how would you ever be able to stand up for me when you never stood up for yourself? So y'all guys, be aware of that. If you're in a relationship with a friend or romantic relationship or whatever, if that person cannot stand up for themselves, and not saying be a bully, stand up for themselves, meaning like approach the situation. Now, one thing I could say about my new boo, she don't let nothing slide, and sometimes that aggravates the snot out of me. I'm not gonna let you slide. It aggravates me so much because I'm not used to that, but she gonna stand her ground, and you gonna know how she feel. And then later she gonna be like, well, I'm sorry if I was aggressive or rough when I said it, but I just needed you to know how I felt at that moment. And I'll be like, well, damn, I'm glad she spoke up. But in a moment, I just be wanting to walk off. Like, sometimes I do walk off. I'll be like, I'm over this conversation. So yeah, guys.
Growth. Yeah, growing with your partner, growing by yourself, that's important.
Yeah, we had some good topics today too.
Yeah, I was about to say, because you think about the people that are around you are supposed, iron sharpens iron, and everybody does. nobody's gonna be sharpened. You know what I mean? Like, and I wasn't even trying to make a profound statement. I'm just saying, like, you don't want to be the sharpest tool in the
box.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And the people around you are refusing to grow. So it's like.
So if you're the smartest person in the room or you're the biggest person in the room, you're in the wrong room because everybody's growing except for you. Is that what you were trying to say?
No.
Oh,
no. Okay. This is what I'm saying. Like, you know how you have like yes people and compliance and being quiet and not saying anything. It's actually being indifferent is an unspoken yes person because they're not challenging anything.
Okay, now I'm back to reality. Now I'm back to what we was talking about.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to, and I guess I threw you out by saying the sharpest tool in the shed, and I meant to say,
I'm back on track now.
I meant to say, like, really just everybody is dull. Nobody's sharpening anybody. You know, you have to be around people that is going to challenge you, and it doesn't feel, growth is not comfortable. It's not comfortable at all. It's very uncomfortable. Just like when we're not saying names, but when somebody approach you with a situation, your first thing is to go into flight mode. You ready to run, but
because I'm not used to it.
No. But the more and more you have those difficult conversations,
it's getting easier.
The journey be long. It gets easier, but it still be hard at the same time. Like I'm really uncomfortable with that. But I mean the same way with friendships. Like if I have an issue with my friend, and sometimes I'm like, should I approach it? Should I not approach it? Should I just not worry about it? Because we'd be like, it's not that serious. But if it's something that we're concerned about,
it's that serious. And if that's really your friend,
it is that serious.
Then they're going to be open to the conversation. As long as you like your delivery, as long as you're not going at them like a bully, talking to them any kind of way, you know, your delivery be everything.
Season your words with salt. Your words should always have a little season on them. You know that when people say I ain't got a sugarcoat, sometimes you really do.
Really do.
Who don't like something a little sweet? I know I do.
Well, since we're talking about sweet, y'all, I gotta get this camera out my hand, and we're gonna talk about the sweet that we've been talking about. And it's no offense to anybody, y'all. No offense to anybody. But I need to get my mic for this, and and it's just been happening every day. So I want you guys' thoughts on it. I'm not going in on men at all, but we just had a discussion.
Oh, you said speaking of sweet.
Speaking of sweet, I would hate to think, because I got 2 grown sons that are men, that are young men. So I would hate to think that all men are turning soft on us, or sweet, or turning into bees and sensitive. I would hate to think that all men are like that.
And there's nothing wrong with a sensitive man, but
nothing wrong with a sensitive man.
We appreciate a sensitive man, a man that is in touch with his emotions. But a man that is offended by small things is a little bit, I ain't gonna say too sensitive, but I don't really know what to call it, but
I am beginning to get weirded out by the men. To all the real men that's still in the world, shout out to y'all. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. We think y'all doing a good job. Do not change for nobody. But this video may actually help somebody, because these young men, I think they think that this is how a man is supposed to treat a woman. And I'm going to tell y'all where I think it came from. So give me a minute. I got to get this camera out of my hand because my arm hurt. And I'm going to tell y'all where we came from with this topic that we have, that we're on right now. So y'all stay tuned. So y'all, we done been through so many conversations. So many conversations since we've been in here. I wish I could have had the camera rolling the whole time. But we done touched on everything from mental health to everything. So when I finish getting my hair, motherhood, friendships, relationships, y'all. What all we talked about? A lot of stuff, huh? Everything, y'all. I love coming in here. It's like a whole therapy session. We talked about therapy, medication, all that. But I wish I could have brought y'all in. But since I already told y'all we was going to address this conversation about these men, I got y'all covered. Give me about 5 minutes and I'll be right back. Y'all get ready. This is what we were talking about with, and I can't really see the camera, it's so far away, but I guess I'm gonna talk to y'all like I'm talking to, like I have an audience of people out here since I can't see the camera. We were talking about men. I think that, and this is not for all men, but this may help the new generation of men. Well, I'm gonna tell y'all what's brought the story on, and I've been experiencing this a lot. And y'all leave me a comment below and let me know if you guys have been experiencing this, women or men. Y'all could chime in too and let me know how you feel about it. So lately, so what happened was, last night before last, after my grandbaby's birthday, no, that Saturday. So we all went to this little lounge, a hookah lounge, and when I got to the door, as a matter of fact, it's called Royal Hookah.
I'm about to say, girl, the name, because I'm saying we say what the name of the place is.
I went to this place called Royal Hookah in Baton Rouge, which it was a place that I used to love when I lived here. I got in line, and the young man said he needed my ID. So jokingly, I told the young man, I'm almost 50 years old, and you need my ID? But of course, at the same time, I was going in my bag to get the ID. But, you know, I'm joking with him or whatever. Maybe I had a few drinks. I don't know. I could have said it aggressively. I don't know. Aisha, did I say it aggressively?
No.
Okay, you would tell me. She would tell me the truth. If I was saying, because I had started questioning myself. So he looked at me and he said, you know what? Don't worry about showing your ID. You're just not going to get in. I'm like, okay, whatever. Surely he's kidding, because ain't no way you telling me I can't get in off of nothing like that. So I'm steady getting my ID. He was like, you don't have to show it to me. No, so I started showing it to him. He was like, you don't have to show it to me. You're not getting in. So in my mind, I'm thinking, yeah, he being silly. So I start walking to the door. He told the other man, no, don't let her in. I was like, so that made me say, what, nigga, you on a power trip or something? You know, once I realized he was serious. So then I started to say little other stuff that I probably shouldn't have said. And I called him a few names or whatever, because at this point now my alcohol then went in overdrive. Y'all know how you might be a tiny bit tipsy, but then somebody do something in your alcohol just make you go, woo, that gives me a, you know, a little space to say what I probably wanted to say if I wasn't tipsy. Anyway, that wasn't, so I told my hairdresser about it the next day, and today. And she went on to say that she feel like it's just men these days. Men be on power trips. It's almost like they just don't like women anymore.
Because it wasn't that serious.
It wasn't that serious. But, and then I was like, wait a minute. So that made me go back to a lot of situations I've had with men lately, and some of the talks that I've had with men. Some talks that I've had with my own sons who's of age. Like, I love men. Don't get it wrong, because I know people about to crowd my comments. Oh, you don't like men. That is not it. I have 2 grown sons that I love with all my heart. And I want my sons to grow up knowing, or they're grown already knowing, that they have to lead a family one day. And, you know, that they have to bring morals to their relationship as men. And treat women, you know, with a certain type of respect when they're out in public. Like, if you see an older person with groceries, carry those groceries. If you see a woman, I don't care how much you think this woman acts a ditty or whatever. If you can, and it's in your arm's reach, open the door for that woman. Just, you know, show some type of manly, y'all, what is the word I'm trying to come up with?
Yeah, because you asking me, and knowing my alphabet is acting up today.
What is it, Asians? Like morals or
Dignity, some type of respect.
Describe what you're talking about again.
You know how we, you know, what we consider as real men, but are raising a young man, you teach him, like, if you go to an older person's house, take out the trash.
Chivalry, but I don't know, like, what we
take out the trash. If you see a woman, open the door for her. If you see a old person carrying bags, you help them carry it.
I'll say just being a good overall good person. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like just being respectful, and are people in positions, not only just men, who have an issue because somebody says something you don't like. But these are the same people who are complaining about the cops, right? Because I've had situations where, I ain't gonna say I'm bigoted. The old me, the younger me, used to be a little bit, I ain't gonna say on the aggressive side, but I've had situations where it escalated because I've said something that the cop didn't like.
As a woman, and he feel like you're supposed to respect me.
All I said was, one time I was getting a ticket. Now, mind you, and this is a story time for another time, I had a bench warrant. The repo people was looking for my car. Like, I really should have been nice and compliant, but and not that I was not compliant. He was writing me a ticket. And my sister was going in the house, and another officer pulled up. Now, the first officer was black. The guy that pulled up was white. So when he pulled up, I said, it take two of y'all to write a ticket. The black guy got so mad. Give me your keys. I'm getting your car towed. Blah, blah, blah. Did the most.
It's like women, they don't want women to have a voice.
Because I asked
on a power trip.
Because I asked the question the same way you like, well, dang, I'm 50. Which, mind you like, I'm joking because, you don't look 50. You like, hey, I'm 50. I don't think I got to show my ID. That didn't merit the reaction that he gave. And so it's like, as women and as men, as Cindy's viewers, why you have an issue, not all men, but why some men have an issue with being questioned on something that's small like that.
It's like they have issues with women. So I asked a couple of guys, and one guy that's really close to me, was his response is that, well, women think they can get away with anything. Women have it easy and they look down on men, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dang. So men really do dislike women these days. Like, I don't know. What do you think, Mama? She's like, I'm not getting on camera. Look, you could just say it. You don't have to get in the camera.
She over there like,
I ain't getting in this.
I'm being a mute.
I think
I think it's Kevin Samuel's fault.
Well, not only that, but I feel like
I think a woman off them, but that's
I feel like in today's society, men try to downplay women a lot. Even, I don't know if y'all know about Congress deciding women's rights, and with no women
come over here and talk
available, with no women present.
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah. Like,
and they were making, I could put the thing up if I find it, y'all. It had a whole meeting about women and the laws that they were making for women, but not one woman was in there.
Yeah. I think it's just today's society, men want to not give women, no respect or no type of rights. I feel like.
Okay, so based off of the conversation that I had, I'm going to tell y'all what I got out of it. Based off the conversation I had, men think that women won't take accountability, and men think that women think that they're better than men because we can do it all, but they think women have it so easy. Like, for instance, a woman, one of the young guys I was talking to told me, who I spoke with, said, women can get on the internet and they can make money fast. Men can't do that. Women can go anywhere. They can flirt their way to a job. Men can't do that. Women go and get plant jobs and they sit down and don't have to work while men get up and do the heavy lifting. And then when I looked at the person who I spoke with, I said, that sounds like a jealousy that men have towards women. But I went on to explain to them why women feel so, why women feel the need to do the things that we're doing. So back when women did really, really, really respect men, back when women really honored their men, they stayed home and they did the cooking and cleaning, men stayed home too and wanted to play video games. Not only they want to stay home and play the video games, they wanted to cheat. So you want a woman to cook, clean, have sex with you, look pretty, and pay the bills?
Half on
the bills. So now women have went through that so much to the point where that was too much on us. So then we turn around and we got to raise our kids by ourselves. So we're raising our daughters to not depend on a man to get out and do whatever you have to do. So it's not that women get to work less or they flirting their way through, because the same way a woman can flirt their way to the top, a man can flirt his way to the top too. So men are being jealous of women for no reason, because we do have it hard. You know, women are naturally weaker than men. And when I say weaker,
emotionally, meaning, we are the more sensitive ones.
Not that, because I think sometimes men can be way more sensitive than women.
They are, but I'm saying based off a biblical standpoint, is the man is supposed to assign the woman to the weaker vessel, meaning you have to it's you having a certain care about this person, because a woman was made to be a helpmate.
Yeah, exactly.
She was made to be a helpmate, not. She complimenting you. But it's an issue because
men were made to lead.
Yeah,
and they were made physically stronger.
Yeah,
a man can go out there and lift up a car really if he wanted to. A man can.
That's a Kevin Gates story.
I'm just saying he can. A man can come in here right now with his strength. You don't notice when a woman wants something off the top shelf, she be like, tell a man to get it, or she want to open a jar that's too tight, she asks a man to open it. Now, before a woman swallow her pride and ask a man, she'll be like, I'm gonna get this jar myself. You know what I'm saying? But men are physically stronger than women, but they want us to wear our bodies down and work, have babies, do the heavy lifting, wash clothes, do the house chores, teach the kids. Like, if we got to do all that, we might as well be by ourselves.
I don't know. Go ahead.
As a woman, I was told to stay in a woman's place because I was driving a bus. I was like, so I can't drive a bus because I'm a woman. It made no sense to me.
So wait, they told you to stay in a woman's place because you wanted to drive a bus, and that was supposed to be a man's job.
Yes.
I feel like we didn't fought so hard for equal rights as with with men. I feel like now that the women have became
what they go ahead
or have basically become in a position where we have those equal rights as men. I feel like men sometimes despise that.
Right, but the thing is, that's what I think that 100%. I agree to that. But why did we start it though? Like, why do we have to go drive a bus? Why did we have to fight for women's rights? The men are mad at us for no reason. The reason why we did that is because the men were not doing what the man want us to allow them to lead, but they stopped leading. They were sitting at home playing video games. They were making babies with 10 women and then go to jail and leave us to raise these kids on our own. They were, and I'm speaking from experience because my baby daddy made about 13 kids with probably about 6, 7, 8 different baby mamas and went to jail and left us all to raise our kids on our own. So I'm not speaking for something that I heard about. I'm speaking from experience. So to turn around and dislike women because you're saying that we have it easy, we don't have it easy. We make it look easy because we don't have no other choice but to get out there and do what needs to be done, and we're not complaining about it. But that doesn't mean that it's easy. A woman could lay on her back. You don't know what mental state of mind it takes you in to have to lay on your back.
But I'm not even going to say that because
that's been the same.
No, but I don't like generalized statements, right? Right. So the person that you talk to is making that statement based off of what you look like, right?
Okay.
Every woman is not pretty. Every woman cannot flirt her way into a job. Every woman doesn't have a softness or have the body type or the look of what a person would want. So that's an excuse. You see what I'm saying? Like, so I feel like it's a limited belief on the person's have or on anybody's have to just generalize a whole group of people and say, hey, they all have it easy, because they don't all have it easy. Some women are shy. You actually have to have a mouthpiece to talk a nigga up out of something or to talk your way into something. Everybody don't have that skill set. That's not everybody's thing. You know, like even with, and I've never been a dancer, but even with some dancers, they be like, you think just because you got a fine body and you look a certain way, you have to have a certain type of charisma and vibe.
I worked in the strip club
to even make the money that people think you could just make just because you fine. So everything is not easy, and I don't think that people should generalize, men or women, what they think the other one is going through. I feel like it's a lack of accountability on both parts, because it's like, okay, you have the situations where as a woman raising a man, then you may coddle that man. You know what I'm saying? Like you doing everything for him. You not allowing him to have any responsibilities. So guess what happens when he grows up, because he's already used to being taken care of.
He's looking for somebody to take care of him.
No, what happens is once you raise him, guess what? The woman that he gets with, she's going to continue raising him because he does not know how to lead. You can't just jump out there and when you go work at a job, you don't get a leadership a leadership job or role if you've never had the skill set to do so. You're gonna start off on the fries, baby. You're not gonna go to manager. You're not gonna go to manager. You're gonna start off on the fries. And that's what happened. We be getting them niggas and they be on the fries. And they don't never graduate to head cook or to manager. They still on the fries. And guess what they doing? Oh, Sheikah came in, or Lisa came in and she did this and she worked her way up, and I've been here 6 years and now she got the manager position because she worked hard to do so.
So you just answered my question. Maybe us women are making our upcoming boys this way.
That's why I say it's accountability on both parts.
It is. Okay, so T just kind of answered my question, because I'm wondering why men are growing up like this, resenting women, and I was hoping to give them the backstory on why women are so independent today. Women are so independent because we didn't have nobody to help us, so we turned around and we raised our daughters who didn't have daddies to be independent. And now our daughters are growing up making it look easy because they can get out there and hustle and work and make their money. But we're also raising our sons without daddies. So we're teaching them that it's okay for somebody, being taught by your mama and everything. That could be why they're growing up still resenting women.
But you know, it's nuances to this, though. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of different factors. You may have the situation where the male saw his mom be disrespected by men, and so he doesn't have respect for her. Or you may have the situation where he coddled, and you babied him too much, and then so it's a lot of different scenarios.
Literally just answered my question.
So the situation, you know, you hear people say a lot of women love their sons and raise their daughters. You see what I'm saying? So it's like the daughter is the one that's got to do everything, because the daughter, son, you don't have to do nothing. You know, like the daughter washing the dishes, she cleaning up, and he's sitting there playing video games. So sometimes it starts early. They don't just have these type of habits because every young person is not playing. Yeah, every young person is not playing video games.
You know why? From experience, because as a mother who don't have a man in the household, who don't have a daddy, who want to spend time with her kid, the mother is trying to raise that son without demasculating him. So she's not on him hard as she's on her daughter. A mother, and I'm speaking for myself, I knew how much my daughter could take because she came from me. So I didn't hold back with being hard on my daughter. But when it came to my sons, I didn't want to demasculate them, so I didn't want to be so hard on my boys. So therefore, your boys grow up thinking it's easy, and girls make hustling look easy, but really you installed so much in your daughter because you didn't hold back on her, because you're a woman teaching another woman, you know how far to go with her. But the boys didn't have a dad, so they didn't have nobody to push them to their limit, so they feel like it's hard to hustle, but a woman make it look easy.
But that's because that's
Could that be it?
But I'm saying, like, Look, come on, go ahead, speak on it, speak.
I mean, I just feel like you should push both of them.
Yeah,
You should, but if you're a new mother and you're growing up and you're raising a boy, that is not taught to you because you're a young woman trying to raise a man and you don't know nothing about raising a man. So there's no way as a young woman you could be wise enough to know how to raise a boy. No, you can't say that. You're 40 years old now. You can say that now if you had a child today, looking at all the mistakes people had. But as a 16-year-old raising a child by herself who don't have a daddy in her life, it's nowhere in the world you could tell that 16-year-old how to raise a boy. She don't know.
I mean,
I think you would never know unless you was.
Agree with that because I've seen women raise men without, men in the household, and these men are very respectful young men who became doctors and lawyers, and
okay, it happens.
So,
but that's why I say it's nuances to it. Every
it happens.
Situation is not so black and white,
right.
Because everybody's family dynamic is different, and within the trauma of the woman that is raising a son. So two things can happen when you have something going on in your life. You can either be a product of your environment or you can rise above it. You know what I'm saying? But it's just in how you rise above it is what affected when it comes to your children. It could have been like, oh, I had this type of man, so I'm going to make sure that my son be a different type of man. Sometimes you just don't know what to do, and you just like, what you don't have and the example that you don't have. So you kind of like, well, I don't want to be like too hard on him because it's already hard for a black man in the streets. So I want his safe space to be at home. But you have to find a boundary. You have to find a balance.
Also, I'm not saying my boys are successful. I'm not saying that. It doesn't matter how successful. You could be a single mom and you could raise this boy to be successful because you're sending him to college. You're doing all this. You're doing all the right stuff. But that does not change the way he thinks. He's never had a man in the house and he feel like this man could think, oh, I had to go to college. I got to get up every day and I got to work. And this woman over here, she's still skating her way through life. He still could feel that same way about women. So just because she raised a bunch of sons and they went to college and did all this or became a doctor, that still don't mean that their minds don't think the way these boys think these days.
A lot of boys really be, and
it's like they hate women. I've ran across professional men, really professional men, who made me feel like they hate women. It don't mean his mama didn't do a good job.
That's why I say that goes back to the whole Congress, speaking on women's rights and not giving women no rights. Like
we have rights.
No, that come out when it comes to our bodies of what should be done. And so,
that's a whole totally different conversation. You're right about that, but that's for a whole different conversation. This conversation right here is we want to know, why do men treat us like they hate us? Why are they I know
what she's saying. Like it correlates.
It does.
It correlates just because of you just see it in a different aspect. In this situation, she's talking about like how with birth control, right, with abortion, at least, and I'm not gonna even like
they think we too weak to make our own decisions. They don't think we know what's going on with our own bodies.
I think it's just division all the way around. You know what I'm saying? Like something to divide people, and as things get more chaotic, it's more division. You know what I mean? It's always a way for a person to feel superior than the next person, and because women are taught to be inferior to men, and because it's the patriarchy of the.
But see, that's what we used to be taught.
Yeah, it is. But I'm just saying, like, although that's what we used to be taught, and is different, the standard is still set there in the expectation of how it should be, and so it's like, okay, they're fighting back this way, so I know how to deal with that. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to be aggressive, and it's like the aggression that I think that some men, not all, have towards women is rooted in mother wounds, is rooted in how they feel about themselves, the limited belief about that they have about themselves, because it's like, for you to think that a woman has it easy, especially a woman who raising kids, she don't. Her sole identity, and you can speak on this, Cindy, with your kids being older and having a grandchild, your whole identity, especially when you've been a mother majority of your life, especially for young mothers, your whole identity is wrapped up into a mom. You don't even know who you are outside of being a mom. So that job never turns off.
Never.
You know, so for you to add that job on top of keeping it cute, keeping it sexy, and doing everything else, that's a lot on you, because at the end of the day, a lot, you know, and people who have families, when the man comes home, them children still gonna call for mama, gonna pass that daddy right on up, and gonna ask mama what we got going on, what we eating, what we doing. They're not gonna ask
guys. Imagine the kids want to run straight to mama. The mama got to help with homework. The mama got to cook. Then the mama got to go work and pay bills. It's not easy. We just make it look easy because we know what we have to do. They got real men out there who go to work every day, who go to work and take shit at work because his boss is giving him shit, because or go and then he get off of work and he got to deal with racist stuff, and but he still got to come home and take out the trash for his woman. They got good men out there who know how to be a good man and make it look easy. The same way women have been trained to get up, do it all, and make it look easy. Like, what's the point of complaining? So for back, I don't want to get too much off a topic because it's so easy to go, 100 different places. But back to why are these new generation and some old generation men so hateful towards women? Why do y'all treat us like that? Why do y'all make us feel like y'all hate us because y'all think we have it easy? I think that if more men just step up and play that role, take on that role that they supposed to take as far as a man, then y'all can make it look easy too. But it's not easy. So they try to chop us down because they feel like we have it good, when really we don't have it that good. We just make it look like that because we know what we have to do.
I don't necessarily think they hate us. I think they more so don't want us to be equal. I feel like,
well, if they didn't want us to do equal, if they didn't want us to be equal, then why are they so lazy? And maybe they're not lazy. Maybe they're a product of their mothers who spoiled them. So anything that somebody asks them to do hard, they want to complain about it.
But I'm not going to just say, because that's why I'm saying it's nuances to everything. Because there's some fathers that don't know how to set boundaries, don't know how to put their foot down, and they let their kids just do whatever. I'm not going to say it's our mothers. It's nuances to every situation. Mm-hmm. And it's like you have these things where all these different factors come into play, and then you have this person to become an adult, and then you see the situation before you that happened at the nightclub with him feeling so empowered by not letting you in. Like, that's not gonna.
Yeah, that made me a real man. I'm not gonna let her in. And the club lost business because like 20 people walked out because
you didn't go in.
Because I didn't go in. So almost everybody in that club that night was with me. Even my daughter said, "Mom, I just spent $400." Like 10 minutes before we got there, she had just spent $400 and she walked out. So do you know how much more money we all would have spent buying hookahs and buying drinks and all that kind of stuff? It was like 20 of us. So everybody walked out when that happened. So
I ain't gonna lie, what's more scary for me?
The club lost money because he was on a power trip because I said, I'm 50 years old. Are you sure you need my ID? Honestly, I was flattered. I was still getting my ID, but
I don't know. What's more scary for me is that he had that big reaction behind something so small. It's the deeper thing to me that's the scarier part, because it's like, if you would take your position and whatever security guard or whatever it is that he does.
He was just a security guard. So you're right.
So if you would abuse that small amount of power against a woman that's just questioning you jokingly, and on top of, you could see that you're under the influence. So why even make it a big thing?
Yeah, like she wasn't brushed it off and been like, "Lady, just let me see your ID." I'd have been like, "Okay, here." But the crazy thing is, it happened to Aisha's last night. Last night, Aisha's left the casino, y'all. This is no lie, and we're not against showing our IDs. Aisha's went to the casino last night, and she was leaving out to go to the bathroom, and she told the guy at the thing, she left her money on the table. She was going to the bathroom. Why, when she came out the bathroom to go back in, the man say, "Nah, need to see your ID." But I had her ID with me. Not only does she look like a full-grown woman, that's neither here or there. If you need to see ID, we understand you have to see ID. But if you just saw her walk out and her money was on the table, all the workers in there started telling the guy, "Oh, she cool. She coming here all the time." And he was like, "I don't care. I got to do my job." So he went picking at her, even after all his coworkers was like, "Bruh, chill. You know, she just walked out. Whatever." It's like, imagine if security is acting like that. Imagine if a man was in real power, like our president, or like, you know, I'm just saying. Imagine like he's our manager at our job or something, and if we don't,
they saw that man was acting on straw. Wouldn't give
Right.
a lady a break.
Wait a minute, on what? On straw? Yeah.
Straw. Hey,
Yes. So what happens? Like, just because we don't bow down to them and their ego, they get to be so mean and hateful.
A prime example.
Hi. We talking about these new men today, how they
Oh, don't have her jump in.
No,
not
not the
just the
YNs, the B's. Okay, I'm gonna say it, the men who act like bitches. It's like men don't act like real men anymore. It's like they want to be women. And I'm not talking about like gay or nothing like that. I'm talking about the men who really are jealous of women.
But it's
One to tell me.
it's you know.
Really? What he told you, girl?
Said he was jealous of me because it's not really nothing he could do for me. Because whatever I want, I'm gonna get out there and get it.
Wait, come say this, because this is exactly how I feel. You don't have to get in the camera, you can just speak up. Here, hold on. Here you go. Tell us what that man told you.
I've had an ex-boyfriend that told me he was jealous of me because it's really nothing he could do for me. Whatever I want, I'm gonna go get it regardless. You know? So, I don't know. He actually told me that.
That's what I'm saying. And see, that's my fear. That's what these men feel. They feel like we don't need them. We can do whatever we want without them. And instead of them bettering themselves and saying, you know what? Let me go ahead and step up. No, they want to use that energy to hate women and to be mean to them because of what they're lacking. And I'm not saying they're lacking it because they want to, because I'm almost certain that a lot of men want to go and be this tough man who get out there. I seen my daddy work jobs. I mean, get on the roof, do it. Come like, I've seen real men before. I've seen men who, you know, work, come home, rub his wife's feet, and all she been doing is doing laundry all day. So they have real men, you know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about everybody. I'm talking about the men who want to blame women for everything. Women don't have it easy no more. Women don't even have all their jobs no more. Most of the men in Texas do hair now. Men ain't trying to build no
And I ain't
houses.
gonna lie though, I just seen a dude, because I'm not about gender roles. If a man want to do nails, he can do nails. But he did it was on the Shade Room. He did his girlfriend nails like so cute. Like, I ain't gonna lie, he ate them nails. He was like, he just didn't think that he would like it so much. He had his whole little cart together. So
We could be up here mad. Honestly, we could feel like men taking our jobs. Girl, all the men do hair. Men do hair better than women now. And I'm not talking about a gay or nothing like that. I'm not being sexual with it. I'm talking about men who go home who got wives. Men doing nails.
But how you think the men feel about the women
Who want to go work in the plant?
Yeah.
We don't have no other choice. So it's equal rights. So yes, women can go and be in construction. But guess what? A woman's still not out there picking up no pipes, because guess why? She could mess up her reproduction system. Men were built for stuff like that. But then they want to get mad at the women and say, oh, you over here making all this money, but you don't want to come pick nothing up. You know, you mad and jealous because a woman won't come help you pick up a pipe. That woman can...
Mad. I just think that they don't want us to have the same equal rights.
No, I literally just had a conversation with somebody the other day who said that women have it too easy, that women can go and get the same job at a plant making the same amount of money, but the men will do all the work and women sit down and go and do the office work. But what men don't understand is they don't want to do that office work. That office work is hard. You look at a woman and you got so much animosity built up towards a woman that you think, oh, she got it easy. She's sitting in the air. Baby, I guarantee you a man would rather be outside picking up pipes any day than be sitting down in that air wrecking she might not be heavy lifting as far as with her arms, but she's heavy lifting with her brain when she have to sit down and put them numbers together and put that paperwork. Baby, if you did that woman job for 1 hour, you'll give it back in a quickness. So stop being so quick to judge.
I think it's comparison. Comparison is the thief of joy.
Right. They want to, but also if you're secure within yourself and your manhood, you're not looking at a woman like that.
But it goes back to the limited beliefs. If I think that I am inferior to the woman because the woman has it so easy and she could just smile and get a job and do, like the things that the mind is so powerful. The things that we tell ourselves become facts to us when they're not actually facts, because that's not actually what's going on. It's a lot of women that I know go on interviews, but because they're shy and they don't interview well, they don't get the job. I
just didn't get a job recently that I interviewed for because of one thing that I said, y'all.
Ain't no telling what you said. Ain't no telling what you said.
Y'all, I haven't. Let me tell y'all something. So, I really felt like I had been set back 20 years, guys. Okay? But before I get into this conversation, I just want to say this to the men. Y'all start being more nicer to women, okay? Women don't have it as easy as you think they do. And if they do, God bless them, that woman. Don't feel all this anger towards a woman. If you see a woman, open her door. Be a man, hold those groceries. Don't stop being jealous of women thinking they have it easier. If you feel like that your woman has had it so easy and you looking at her and you feel like she's doing it with a smile on her face, it's probably because she know what she has to do. She just don't want to complain about it. Step your game up as a man. That's all I'm saying.
I was going to say,
oh, you got on the mic.
I know. For sure, just everybody should give the other person, the other sex, or gender, or whatever you want to, say, give them some grace, because you may think that this woman has all these things going for herself and she really might be overworking because it's a trauma response. You know what I mean? Like, you just never know. Like, she's just being a workaholic, not because she wants to, because that's all she knows. That's her defense mechanism. That's her vice per se. She's doing all that working, right?
She's scared that something gonna get taken from her.
Right. She got a scarcity mindset, right? Like, oh, I gotta work this job. Like that. I don't know. Because if I had the option, I don't know. I
would love to have a soft life.
soft life me, please. Okay.
So y'all, this is so funny. So now that I'm finished with that conversation, I had to say that, get that out the way. I can make y'all laugh. So I really felt like I got set back, like probably about 20 years, y'all, because I hadn't had an interview in so many years. I had the same job for like 12, 13 years. And then after I quit that job, I was still working in my ex's office where I worked for the last 15 years or longer. So I hadn't had an interview in years. And things have changed a lot. I went and tried to get me an interview. And even though it was my second interview, so obviously I did something right? The first go around. The second interview, the man asked me, y'all ready for this? The man asked me, what is something, what was the Ashes? What is something that happened?
Time where you de-escalated the situation between
across your legs.
Oh yeah, he asked me when was the time that I ever de-escalated a situation, whether it was at work or in my personal life. And I said, well, I de-escalated a situation one time when I got robbed. Oh. I mean, I thought that was...
no, in a workplace, ma'am.
So then he asked me something else. What would I do if two people were fighting? And y'all, why would even two people fight? This is the job I applied for was like a job that I couldn't even imagine two people fighting it, but I guess he had to ask me. If two people were fighting and you had to, de-escalate it, what would you do? I think the first thing I said was, I don't know. Is that a bad answer? He said, no. Yes, it was. Then I said, he said, but you can answer it any kind of way. I was like, okay, maybe I'll just tell both of them, look, everything's gonna be whatever it was, y'all. I was completely off of it. But the first one, where I just told the man I would I de-escalated when I got robbed, a situation when I got robbed before, even though I was a kid when it happened.
No, tell me the story of the de-escalation. That's what we need to hear, because that's too vague. We need to know, because if you had said that right, maybe he would have thought you had good negotiating skills. So,
girl, the fact that I got robbed, that man probably said, get her out of here, y'all.
but I'm saying, like, you didn't go into details.
Yeah, I think she told me something. I gave the man something and he left or something.
You're supposed to word that in a way that you have great negotiating skills and you could de-escalate any situation. You should have said, I don't know what you should have said, but the robbers, you should have said something.
I de-escalated a robbery. I said the man came in and tried to rob us, and he ended up having a police baton that he was robbing us with, and we thought it was a gun. And anyway, I kind of told the story a little bit about us being robbed, but I could see his face. I knew in that moment I had fucked up.
You knew the job was not yours.
I knew at that moment I had messed up, because I seen the look on his face was like, did she just say she got robbed? So yeah, guys, I gotta talk to ChatGPT before I do another interview.
You know what? I haven't interviewed and probably won't. I don't know. I ain't gonna say probably won't, because I don't know what my career change might be. But
I just wanted to do something different.
Was it a panel? Because I heard they do like panels now when you do an interview. Like you have to interview with like more than one person.
Yes, girl. My first interview was with like 6 people.
That's crazy.
Yes. And I made it to the second interview. Oh wait, this was my third interview. I'll take it back. I made it through the second interview. The third interview was with a one-on-one person, and that's where he went to ask me those questions, and I could not answer those questions. I mean, I have not did an interview in almost 20 years. I did not know interviews changed so much. So there y'all go. Y'all check me out. I just really wanted to look fresh. I really wanted to just get a fresh new start.
And I'm going to give y'all a hair tip. Stop putting y'all hair in ponytails every day or top knots, because it is causing breakage.
Mm-hmm. And stop letting anybody play in your hair.
Never mind.
So what happens if you can't make it in town for your hairdresser, and the only thing you could do to look decent for that day is put in a ponytail? What can you do?
Wait.
Yeah.
So just wear it all over your head?
No, Cindy, do you have the type of hair that you have hair that you can at least wet and wear curly? You don't have to wear a top knot. And how long?
Girl, my hair fell out.
Okay, how many days do you keep the top knot?
Every day.
Okay. That's the problem. Now, if you had been doing whatever styles or protective styles, and then you're like, oh, I'm having a bad hair day, I'm going to the hairdresser like tomorrow, and you do a ponytail that day, then no, it's going to be fine.
So no ponytail, so I got to wear my hair hanging every day?
You don't have to wear it hanging every day, but it doesn't have to be so tight and wrapped around.
Oh, I won't make it so tight.
Not only are you making it tight, but you're wrapping your other hair around it, and you're not combing it out, it's not moisturized, and you just twisting it around. And you're doing that every day.
Well, it's either that or let somebody in Texas play in my head. Well, then I leave look like a chicken with my head cut off.
I haven't even been a hairdresser that long, but from experience, I would not let nobody play in my crown. I just can't. I mean, people will do you any kind of way, and you know.
Well, I have a flat iron lady. Y'all be nice.
I wasn't gonna say
hopefully she see this, and I can go back and get my hair. I do have a flat iron lady. Hopefully, I can at least get it flat iron once every 2 weeks. But don't I mess up my curl pattern if I just keep getting it flat iron?
Yeah. No. As long as you're using like a heat protector, and as long as you're not putting heat on it daily. But like
every 2 weeks is good.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
And you don't need like high heat, so.
But I encourage anybody, if they got a beautician or anybody that do their hair good, stay with that person. Don't let everybody play in your head.
Period. All right, guys, y'all drop me some comments below. I need to know what y'all thought about this video. I'm in this video now. I'm probably going to start another one so that we can talk about something else. I definitely didn't want to string y'all along for 2 hours. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about this video. I am not being mean to men. Sorry if I offended anybody, but I'm just trying to let you guys know how y'all been making us feel. A lot of women today are angry at men because men are angry at us. Like, we don't know what to do anymore.
I'm not angry.
Well, not angry, but I've heard a lot of my friends, a lot of girls be like, ain't no men
I ain't
out
angry.
here. All the men act like
I'm mad with
these.
one nigga. I ain't mad with all the niggas. I'm just...
No, but honestly, I tried dating after my breakup. All the men act like females. And it's like, y'all, I literally would go to dinner and the man be looking at me like, I'm like, I'm running back to my woman. I'm going back to woman. No.
What they was looking at you like?
Who gonna cross that leg, girl?
Oh, who gonna pay?
Girl, they 50-50, child. They want you to
The
be
man
50-50
want
hanging from the. They want you to hang from the ceiling with a lace front or your real natural hair, and don't sweat it out.
Oh, then they want the hair to grow. Then they won't complain about wigs.
After they done stretched it out,
After you done stressed me the hell out, then you want my hair to grow. Tell me, I want a natural woman. So you want a natural woman who could bear kids with natural hair. You don't want her with no wrinkles, and you don't want her to wear makeup. Baby. But then they want to go in the club and look at the girls with the big butts. But even the girls with the big butts, I don't know. I'm going to another subject, but
that's them alphabets. That's okay. We get it.
That's my ADD, y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all get it.
It takes a secure man to be with a certain type of woman.
And wait, what did you say from the beginning?
I talk to a lot of successful women that come and get their hair done, and they have jealous husbands. And I don't think that it start off intentionally like that. I think that the qualities that they ultimately end up being jealous of are qualities that they like. But then when a woman possesses a certain quality that they don't necessarily have, it's kind of like it makes them feel inadequate. So if you don't check your feelings, then I'm a firm believer of what you feed, it will grow. So if you feed that negative mindset, it's gonna grow into a monster that you are not aware of, and then it comes out as being ugly. So that's where the aggression comes from.
And it comes out as you being jealous of your woman.
Because you ultimately are mad. And I don't think, like I said, I don't think it starts off that way. And the type of jealousy I'm saying, like, because I don't know if you've heard the saying, like, when people say, everybody not jealous just because you make money. They might be jealous of how people love you. Yeah. Everybody don't have that same love. You know, like you can have a support system so strong that another person don't have, and they can be jealous of it.
Yes.
Actually, what I like to talk about is jealousy is a natural emotion that people like to act like they don't have. They do. And that's the problem. See, when people try to push down that emotion and try to act like it don't exist. When I'm hurt, guess what I used to say? Oh, I don't care. No, I stopped saying it because I actually do care. Mm-hmm. And as long as I keep saying I don't care, I'm not really sitting with my emotion. If when the jealousy becomes an issue is when you become malicious, when you become vindictive. I was talking earlier. Guess what? Mama legs is little, okay? I had this conversation with my friend. My friend got some nice, thick, pretty legs. I'm jealous of her legs because I wish those were legs that I had.
But you're not envious.
I'm not envious of those legs, and I'm not going around telling people, oh yeah, she got a BBL, or she took pills to do this, or that's when it becomes a problem. Or when somebody speaks highly of my friend and how nice her legs look, I find something negative to say. That's when you get that mindset is where the problem comes in. It jealousy is a natural human emotion that we all may have, but it's what you do with that emotion and in that time and how you let it grow, and I have heard the issue.
Real men. I have heard men in real relationships say stuff. I'll be like, oh, she's so beautiful, or she got this, and that man will say, it ain't that, it ain't, like say something bad about that person, and I have you to look at that person like that. So they do have men like that. First of all, if this is your woman, you're not even supposed to be so into that woman that you like, oh yeah, she is. If somebody tell me my boo cute, I'll be like, I know. I'm not saying, girl, she wish, or she, not when she sleep. Well, you should smell her breath when she wake up. I'm not saying that, because if they say she cute and I already feel like she cute, I'm like, I know. Men don't do that a lot of times. I've heard this with my own ears, where you give their woman a compliment and they start telling you the bad stuff about her. Yeah, but she might be in them cute shoes, but guess what? She can't really walk in them. Like, who asked you that? You supposed to.
I think it's a lot of thoughts that I have. One of the issues I think is competition. And when your nigga become your op, and he's in opposition to you, or even when your woman become your op, it's not a me versus you. I'm right and you're wrong. We on a team, and nobody wins when they trying to prove that the other person is wrong and the other person is right. It's no longer a collaboration. If I'm trying to steady one up you, then how can we collaborate and be a team? And then that's where the issue comes in at, because it's
Period.
like, and I've even had this mindset where I was so busy trying to prove that my feelings were right and yours were wrong. You know what I mean? And that didn't help with my relationship, because that's further causing division within what's supposed to be a unit. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So you have to look at it as, and it wasn't until somebody broke it down and they were saying, like, if you always looking at it as I'm going to prove this person wrong and I'm right every single time, when are y'all doing a team building? When is the team being built? It's not. It's constantly being divided. And it's just not going to work like that. And that's what causes those issues, because, and I guess sometimes men don't feel like they can express their feelings. Like, some men have been raised to think that crying is weak, expressing their feelings is weak. Oh, it don't matter. It does matter. And it's okay that it matters. Like, that don't make you weak because you have feelings. And so now we have more information out there, and we're teaching kids, like you teaching your grandson, I teach mine, that you can express yourself. If you don't like something, if you have an issue with something, like, open up your mouth and say it, because that's not the right analogy. I was gonna say closed mouths don't get fed, but that don't apply to men. But you know what I mean? you gotta speak up. Let your feelings be known.
Uh-huh. Y'all was getting so good I had to turn the camera back on, because they speaking some facts.
Yeah, like women used to be inferior to men, and that's basically what they're trying to do now. Now that women are in those higher roles, and you know, a lot of us are you know, being superior. Now they want to set us back. And
y'all watch Handmaid's Tale. If y'all have not already, girl, watch all of it. It gets good. Don't it sound like they're trying to set us back? I mean, if you
the Handmaid's Tale is crazy.
They're doing it. I mean, even I don't know if y'all pay attention to what's going on with the presidency and all of that. With him, with Kamala, how he trying to do her? He stripped her from her security, all of that. You know.
I thought you said, like, if you're a vice president or like a president, you're supposed to have
Secret Service.
Yeah.
He took that away from her.
Really?
Because she was about to go.
I didn't know that.
She was about to go and she was doing a book, and she was about to go on tour to tell about, you know, I guess stuff that she went through, and that she was, you know.
Oh, and he stripped her from Secret Service, so she don't have no security to do that.
No, not at all. It's like men, the men now are getting in these higher roles, and they're basically demoting these women. You know, bringing more men to the forefront to make more.
So watch the Handmaid's Tale. That's all they doing is demoting women.
That's what's
Yeah, they doing more than demoting them.
Yeah, they doing more than demoting them. They demoting them.
Yeah, not only are they demoting them, but they're making our voices. They're trying to shrink our voices, trying to basically put a muzzle on us. They don't want us to speak up for ourselves.
Y'all think that's why they so angry with us?
I feel like
it's like I say, it's a lot. It's a lot of different nuances to the situation. It's not so black and white. It's a lot of gray, and you just never know. I
want some men to tap in and leave a message down there. I want to know how men feel about this situation, because anytime I talk to if y'all notice, most successful women now are single. Yeah. These women most successful women are single. Men feel like if a woman have too much, if you make too much money, you have too much authority, then they feel insecure to be with you, because they feel like they feel threatened. So they don't want to be with a woman in that caliber. I asked a young man, and Aisha, you were with me, who's that I know pretty well. He's a young man, and I said, I noticed that you didn't open the door for the young lady who was with us, who's close to us. And he said, I said, you haven't opened the door. You don't walk in, you don't lead or grab her hand to walk away and then open the door, put her in the car, whatever. And he said, well, I do other things, but I've never been that type of person. And I think of a man who really loves a woman and cherishes her and looks at her as his equal. That makes him feel good to hold her hand and to walk her to the side of the car and put her in the passenger seat and drive her. Because these men these days be like, it's your turn to drive. What? What man doesn't want to play that role?
But you know what? It's crazy that you say that, because I wonder if those are red flags.
They are.
No, I think some people just don't have no morale.
No, I think those are red flags.
That might be a red flag for me when I think about the next time. Like, because somebody wants to share driving privileges with me. But I'm gonna say this. I ain't gonna lie. In his defense, though, he did drive for a living, so I ain't gonna say that. It's not being petty about my situation right now. But he did drive for a living. So when you drive for a living, that's like when I do hair. When my kids be wanting their hair done outside of work hours, I don't be inclined to do no free hair.
Well, that's about right.
So I get it. If you drive for a living, I can understand. I ain't gonna say that's a red flag. I ain't gonna say it's a red flag.
I think it's a red flag because as a man, people tried to tell me it's not a red flag for a man to not try to change your tire, but it actually is, because you may not have never been taught to change a tire, but as a man, that should make you feel manly to say, let me get out here and learn, because that's what men do. Like as a woman, no, women are not all entitled to get up and cook like chef every day, especially if they got a full-time job. However, as a woman, at some point, your man like to eat. It does make you feel womanly to go in there and be able to prepare your man a meal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I don't have to be no chef in the kitchen and get up every day and cook every day and do all that. But if it's just me and my man, I do
somebody can scramble an egg or something.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell my man, you got to get up and just keep going, get in the kitchen. Nah, just because my man like to cook. At some point, yeah, he like to cook, but I do want to be a woman sometimes. I want to play that woman role. So as a man, no, go learn how to change my damn tire. I know, I don't.
Or pay for it to get, either or.
You need to learn how to do it. Yeah, you pay for it sometimes. I ain't saying just go get dirty all the time. But at least be able to.
That's whole shit.
Yeah.
Look, but we had this conversation the last time. That's why I am taking the time to sit with myself and be by myself.
That is important.
And work on myself, because I don't want to date based off of survival and bring the trauma in from my last relationship. Although I'm technically still, that's a conversation for another time.
That's another time.
for another time.
Let's go into another conversation.
For another time, yeah.
Talk to you guys later. Okay, y'all. So, wait. First, let me get into my hair, because y'all didn't get to see my hair. Oh, I just took my thing off. I can put it back on. I'm gonna leave it right there. I'm gonna put it back on, cause I ain't gonna know how to redo it back tonight.
No, baby, not your cousin.
Wait, what am I doing? Anyway, y'all, it's get into it. I got the fresh cut. Period.
Girl, I'm still at work, so I don't know what you're talking about. You're still too.
Got the new fresh cut. All right, y'all. So I know we ended that video on that topic, but since we got a guy in here, I wanted to get his opinion. Okay. Here's the question. Why does it seem like men hate women these days?
Oh no, I mean I can't. But at the end of the day, bro, you can't just expect a nigga to be this Mr. Perfect person that you got in your mind. Like, you really got to get to know this nigga and see whether, all right, if he respect his mom and how he handle his grandma, type shit like that. And you know what type of nigga you dealing with. But I mean, I don't know. I come on the old law, bro. So I watched my grandpa work his ass off.
So you had somebody to look up to.
Yeah, I watched my pa trap. I watched my uncle do this and make money. So it's like I got what I wanted to get out this person, the good qualities out this person, out that person, and I combined it into this one person. Like
so you see a woman. Say for instance, if you're a woman, you're in a relationship with a woman,
right,
and she make more money than you.
Oh, I ain't tripping.
Right, and it look easy. It's like, damn, she get up every day, put on dress clothes and makeup. This shit looks so easy, and I think that's your mama calling me. I'll call her back. She making this shit look so easy. That would make you feel some type of way.
Fuck no. Why would I be like? That's an insecure shit. Like I ain't no.
Because you're a secure man. But they do have men, like the lady who was in there right now, she said her man told her out his own mouth that I'm jealous of you because...
I mean, but hold on, not to cut you off. I swear to God. But I mean, when you look in the mirror, like a nigga supposed to, like, I know who I am when I look at my reflection type shit. So I don't give a fuck about what this person got, what you... I mean, I know what I can bring to the table, just the type of nigga I am. But at the end of the day, like... Everybody not raised the same, and everybody don't have the same morals and principles as I do.
I agree with that. All right, y'all. I got a man's point of view. So, he actually seemed like he came from a good home. I'm going to have to get somebody else's point of view who came from a broken home. Y'all do us a favor and have an amazing day. Mwah. Y'all supposed to do it with me. Oh. Y'all do us a favor and have an... Come on, Ashes. Okay, I'm going to just do the... Y'all do us a favor. And have an amazing day. Mwah.